Hey, I'm Siobhan, community cultivator and founder of BeFree Project. The BeFree Project podcast was created for community, sisterhood, and personal growth. Each week, you'll be inspired and motivated to do the work to show up for yourself so you too can feel fulfilled and be free. Now grab a pen and a notebook and let's get into the show. The best decision that you can make today is joining the BeFree Inner Circle at BeFreeInnerCircle.com, a community for like-minded women to find their forever friends and get accountability to do their personal growth work. Your membership includes a private, exclusive community of women who are not only showing up for themselves, but for one another. Weekly live events with me and or guest speakers, daily accountability so this way you can finally get stuff done, mentorship from yours truly, and so much more. Now, there's no long-term commitment and you can cancel at any time. However, I can guarantee the moment you join, you're going to feel a warm embrace and you're going to want to stick around. Every single member of the BeFree Inner Circle will walk away with clarity, fulfillment, and confidence because guess what? When you're around me, you're going to win. So come and grow inside the BeFree Inner Circle at BeFreeInnerCircle.com. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the BeFree Project podcast. As always, I'm so happy that you are here again for another week. Okay, y'all, this week I am so loving starting my lock journey. Yes, I started locks exactly 3 weeks ago, and I've already had my first retwist yesterday. And when I tell y'all, I am in love with my hair. So just a little backstory. I was rocking my previous style for about a decade. And I remember when I decided to cut my hair, I was embracing a lot of change that was happening in my life. I had just got laid off from my job. I had started therapy. So much was happening that I decided to cut my almost bra strap length short to a TWA. Or more like a mohawk style, but it was short. And then over time, it would grow out a little bit and I'll keep cutting it. So I kept a short style for basically a decade. And now with this being my year of transformation, I had thought about getting locks like several years ago. And for whatever reason, I just didn't follow through with it. But then one day, several weeks ago, I was like, it is time to start. And it just felt perfectly aligned with where I'm at with this year being my year of transformation. So I found someone on Instagram, booked an appointment. It was so easy. And I found the perfect loctician for me. And she just made the experience so amazing. And so I feel really good about this process. And there is something to it about me going through this year as my year of transformation, experiencing what I'm experiencing internally, but then externally watching my hair transform before my eyes. This is spiritual for me. This is a connection to self. There's so much in this that I know is going to come out as my hair begins to transform into locks. And I'm just really, really excited about it. So if you want to see a picture, make sure you go head over to Instagram. I will be sharing more of my lock journey here on the podcast. I'll be talking about it in my newsletter. I'll also be sharing about it on Instagram. So wherever you're connected with me, then you will hear about it. And I know, again, I'm going to learn so much. And I kind of just want to share what I'm learning with you guys as I'm learning it. There is something deep to this. And I know there's this quote by Coco Chanel that says, when a woman cuts her hair, she's about to change her life. I also think that there is something to when a woman locks her hair, she's about to change her life. I think that there is something spiritual and deep about it. And again, as I get more insight, I will be sharing with you. But that is what I'm loving this week. I am loving starting my locks. Okay, y'all. Today's topic is near and dear to my heart and is something that I've been wanting to talk about for some time, but I didn't have the language about it. However, now is its perfect time to have this conversation. And I want to set the tone. I know I say this every week, but this is the episode that I want you to share with every Black woman that you know. Send her the link to this episode, whether you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, YouTube, wherever you're listening to this at. Send her the link and say, hey, I need you to listen to this episode, because it is going to be so relatable for so many women. And so today's topic is trusting Black women again. Y'all, just saying those words, every single time I think about it, it does something to me emotionally, because there's so much truth in just that topic or title alone. And one thing that I have noticed over the years is that it is hard for Black women to trust one another. I hear it at my BeFree meetups. I hear it in conversation with other Black women. I hear it when I am out and about. I hear it. And the reason that it's hard for Black women to trust one another is because at some point you've been hurt by a Black woman in your family, a Black woman in your church, a Black woman in your friendship group, a Black woman at work. You, at some point, have been hurt by a Black woman. And because of that, you've learned not to trust Black women. And because of your unhealthy relationships with Black women, you've learned not to trust them. So when I hear women say, I don't have female friends, or I only have male friends because women are catty or women are drama or you name it, what I know to be true is because at some point they've been hurt by a Black woman and they haven't yet healed. From my mother wounds to a female manager at work, to ending a 25-year friendship, to finding spirituality outside of the church, I had learned not to trust Black women. And I want to be honest with you, it is hard to say that. However, it's my truth. In my very first experience with not trusting Black women was the relationship that I had with my mother. Because very early on, based on the dynamics of our relationship, I learned it from her and how she showed up. And over the years, as I built friendships and relationships with other Black women, I've been guarded in a way. And even when I think about the 25-year friendship that ended last year, I had to grieve, I had to heal, I had to do a lot of work to get to a place where I wouldn't be bitter, I wouldn't be angry, and I wouldn't prevent myself from having healthy relationships with Black women. And with personal development, I have healed and I've learned to trust Black women again. So when I hear it, and you can say it in many different ways, right? But when I hear certain things said by Black women, I'm like, oh, she's been hurt and she hasn't yet healed. And I know that I had to do my own inner work on my personal growth journey so that I would be open to other friendships and relationships with Black women. And I'm so grateful that I did, because the relationships that I have today, they come from a place of wholeness. And again, it's because I've done my work. I am so grateful that women trust me to share what's on their hearts, from their childhood trauma, their friendship breakups, feeling guilty about past mistakes, their biggest dreams, and everything in between. I am grateful that Black women have learned to trust me, right? And I'm always reminded that I have been called to be a light and empower women to be free. I will say that it is not easy to trust Black women when you've been hurt. And we have been taught at a very young age that at some point a Black woman is going to cause you pain. And so you may have heard people in your family say this, maybe friends or what have you say, oh, she's going to talk about you behind your back, or she's going to take your man, or you can't be friends with her. And I want you to consider the source. Do you have all the details of why that woman feels the way that she does? Most often we do not, right? And so she may be a woman that has been hurt, and now she is projecting that onto you. So what I want you to think about is that I want you to these questions that I'm about to share with you, I want you to take time to reflect and to journal what comes up for you. Where did you learn not to trust Black women? Is that a belief that you want to hold on to? Did you see your mother and family members have healthy friendships with Black women? When and where did you learn that Black women were going to cause you pain? And then, what if you could experience something different? Do you want healthy friendships with Black women? And the reason that I'm sharing these questions with you is because you have to think about, where did I learn that it wasn't okay to have friendships with Black women? And even if you've been hurt by a Black woman at your church, in your family, at work, or in your friendship, think about, what did that woman go through that made her show up in the way that she did? And let's learn how to extend grace. Let's learn how to show compassion, right? Because something happened to her that she's showing up the way that she is. And I don't want you to have this belief or this thought process that if this woman hurt me, all women will hurt me. No, she's been through some stuff. Maybe she hasn't done her inner work. She's not on her personal growth journey. Maybe she still has some time to work on herself. Yes, she hurt you. Forgive her and move on, but don't let that relationship or that friendship define how you will see all Black women, because I don't think that that's fair. Listen, if I would have let the relationship with my mother, or let's just say the ending of that 25-year friendship, define how I see other women, I wouldn't have no friends. I wouldn't have no relationships with women, because I endured a lot of pain from having Black women managers at work try to talk to me any kind of way, or that friendship, or that mother wound, or women who have said things in the church. If I would have stayed in that space, I would have ended up bitter and angry with all Black women, and that's not okay. So I want you to learn that we are all in different spaces in our life. And more often than not, the reason that we show up a certain kind of way is because something had happened to us. And even if you are the Black woman who has caused pain to another Black woman, I would hope that you would go and apologize to whoever you need to apologize to, forgive yourself for your mistakes, and move on. What I know to be true is that Black women, we need one another, period. And we need to be around healthy Black women. Life, and I say this all the time, life is not meant to be done alone. And there is something magical and beautiful that happens when positive, like-minded Black women are in community with each other. And this is the very reason why I created the BeFree Inner Circle and carefully cultivated a community of Black women who are committed to doing their inner work. And what that means is that my community is safe for you to trust Black women. And depending on your experiences in life and how you were hurt, you may not believe that you can connect with other women without drama and negativity and judgment. But the truth is you can. And I have proof inside the BeFree Inner Circle. And I see it every single day where Black women are connecting with each other. They're encouraging one another. They're supporting one another. They're building real friendships with one another. And they're learning to trust again because they are in a safe space to do that inside the BeFree Inner Circle. So I encourage you to trust yourself enough to trust Black women again. Now is the perfect time to hop on the wait list to join the BeFree Inner Circle at BeFreeInnerCircle.com. The doors will be opening soon, and I don't want you to miss out with joining the most amazing community for Black women to do their inner work on their personal growth journey. So again, head over to BeFreeInnerCircle.com, hop on the list, and you will be the first to know when the doors open. Your journal prompt for this week is, how do you practice self-love and self-kindness? Your affirmation is, I am open to building healthy relationships with Black women. All right, so my coffee giver of the week is Crystal. Hey, Crystal. And she says, I am new, but I listen to every podcast as soon as I have free time away from my children. Thank you for your encouraging words, and I really need this. Well, thank you, Crystal, for taking the time to share what you think about the podcast, and thank you for treating me to coffee. And if you too are encouraged, inspired, if you just want to support my work, you can treat me to a cup of coffee or 2 or 3, however many, by clicking the link in the show notes. And I appreciate every single person who is doing that. Don't forget, this is the episode I want you to share with every Black woman that you know. Send her the link to the episode, send her to my website, all the things. Share it on all your social media platforms. Tag me if you're on Instagram so I can see it and reshare it. And then don't forget, if you're on Apple Podcasts, to leave a 5-star review so more Black women can find out about my podcast. And then also leave a sentence or two and let me know what you think. And until next time, girl, be free. Thank you for listening to today's episode. And now I want to personally invite you to join the BeFree Inner Circle waitlist. That's right, the doors are currently closed. However, they will be opening soon. And I want you to be the first person to know when you can join the most amazing community for Black women to do their inner work on their personal growth journey. And everyone on the waitlist will have a special treat from yours truly. So head over to BeFreeInnerCircle.com and hop on the list. And I can't wait to see you in the community.